More new tech out this quarter. The Fitbit Charge 6 is rolling out next week for $159, updating that current model with features to compete with the likes of Apple and Google, but at a lower price point. More on this. We've got Yahoo Finance reporter Dan Halley on the beat for us. Dan, I've got my Apple Watch on. Is it going to convince me to switch over?
Probably not. Really, the Fitbit Charge 6 is more designed for someone who's not looking for a full smartwatch. Really, doesn't want all of the rigmarole of constant notifications. It will get you notifications for things like phone calls and text messages, things like that. But if you don't want a deluge of notifications, then you might want to try something like this. It's also, by the way, got 7 days of battery life compared to the Apple Watches or Samsung Galaxy Watch or Google Pixel Watch, which usually tap out after about a day of use. So this is something that's meant for multiple days, that's focused primarily on the health tracking aspect. And Fitbit says that they have a 60% improved heart rate tracking capability on this. They didn't change the sensor per se. They've updated the algorithm that tracks this. So it'll work even better when you're doing strenuous activities, whether that's rowing, sprinting, things along those lines, where there's a lot of jostling when it comes to your wrist. At $159, it is much cheaper than competing smartwatches, including Google's own Google Watch. The Google Pixel Watch. You'll remember that Fitbit was purchased by Google in 2021. And so part of this revamp for this tracker is the inclusion of Google software. That means you'll be able to get access to Google Wallet. So if you want to pay for things on the go when you're out for a run and don't have your credit card with you, you can just go up to any participating point of sale and just double tap on the button on the side and be able to pull up Google Wallet. It'll also give you Google Maps capabilities. Now, I spoke to Fitbit CEO James Park. This doesn't mean you're going to be able to get a full map on your Fitbit tracker, but it does mean that it'll get you turn-by-turn directions. So if you're plotting out a run beforehand, you add the route to your Google Maps. It will then provide you with turn-by-turn directions as you're going around. And, if you're going to a new city and you want to go see the sights on a quick run, that's something you can easily pull off with this capability. But, I got to say, for Fitbit, it really is interesting to see them continuing to put out the trackers. The big deal for the company is kind of the software that they have to offer. And that's probably why Google purchased them in the first place. They have Fitbit Premium, which captures all of your tracking information and provides you with things like new workouts. There's Fitbit's readiness score, which is a great feature that tells you whether you're ready for a full heavy bruising workout based on the amount of sleep you got in the prior day, the amount of exercise you did in the prior day. If you're not ready for that, it'll let you know that you should take it a little easier. And there's actually an electrodermal sensor on here that will also using the electrical resistance caused by sweat tell you if you're stressed out. So if you're hanging out, you have a big interview maybe coming up with a boss, or I guess you're standing trial for some reason, you would be able to see that you're a little bit stressed from the actual tracker, and then it'll offer you the ability to do a mindfulness session, kind of take a couple of deep breaths and cool down.
Dan, I feel like I get that warning a lot on my Apple Watch to say, just take a deep breath here. But look, you've talked about the price point here. I mean, that is a big advantage for Fitbit. Are they making inroads in this space, though, when you consider how dominant those like Apple have been?
I think really the tracker market is still there. Obviously, it's not going to be exploding as much as something like a smartwatch would. The Apple Watch, as you said, is the dominant smartwatch in the world. Even though most people have Android phones. And the reason for that is because people who have iPhones are genuinely more affluent, so they're able to afford them. Most of the world is using lower cost Android phones, and that's really just the reality of it. So a tracker like this could be very good for people who are looking to get some kind of wearable, get some health information. I think, when it comes to Fitbit, they work now hand in hand with Google. So they have the Google Pixel Watch, which had come out previously. And so their Fitbit Smarts are built into that as well. So I think it's important to keep in mind that while they still have the trackers going, they also have the software now kind of pushing its way into Google's other products. And that's going to be a way for, obviously, Google to benefit as well as Fitbit.
Okay. Dan Alley, always with the very extensive reviews. Always appreciate it. Dan Halley, thanks so much for that.